Now we will start with the red page. If you are Game of Thrones fans, don't worry, it's not the red wedding, it's just the red page. I will draw a rectangle here and I will color it with the red, the Bayern red that I chose already. Let's see what we will have. We have a big picture and we have the some information, and then we have the 4 columns here. It's an easy page, but I want to give some tips. That's why I will start with the layouting and then we will do everything. I'll choose the frame tool here. I will draw a rectangle, Command D, then I have this image. I'll scale it down. The first tip I want to tell you here that some of the pages, it's okay to touch the top of the page, the edges, even if you have the printing issues. But I will try not to reach the bleeding while I'm designing. Of course it will be like this, but this is not a problem that the head is going up, because it's just an opening picture for the page. So I will take the text tool here. I will draw a rectangle. I will copy the text, then paste it here, and from the paragraph style I will reset the paragraph, then centerize it, color it with white. I will increase the size a little, and the text leading as usual I make it regular, and you can see that the text is little here, so I will just scale it down a little so I can make it on 4 lines. Then I will draw a rectangle to put one of the pictures. I can copy this frame to put the other picture, but this is a beginner style, so I will delete those, click Command D, then I will choose the 4 pictures I want. So again I just click File, Place, or Command D. I chose the 4 pictures here. I will see now that the cursor has 4 pictures. I will just draw a rectangle like this. This will place 1 picture, but if I click the arrow right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then it will give me 4 rectangles, and this is how I will place all the pictures inside. And with 1 click I can just fill the frame like you see here. I will just play with it a little. I will show the players. Okay, I can see that all the players are looking at the right here, except for Marigotse. So I will just go to flipping horizontal, and I can see that the picture is going in that direction. So what I need to do, I will click the R, the rotation tool, and I will put the anchor point here in the middle. Then I will flip it like this. I can see that it's in the center. This is how I located the 4 pictures. Okay, then I can just copy all those, and I will delete the pictures like this. Then I will start to place the text inside. Here it's preferable that I make a paragraph style for this. Okay, but because I already taught you how to do it, so I will not repeat the steps here. I will just go with styling manually. I will decrease the font size to 8, then I make it regular, and I will color it with white. Just remember, if I click the white here, it will color the frame, so I need to click the T icon here. This is how you are going to see the page. There is nothing unique about it, just like what you see here, because you need to work more on the style. So the first thing you need to do is to select the pictures and the frames as well, and you need to scale it up. But notice here that I just chose the selection tool. I didn't choose the transform tool, because if I choose the transform tool, it will stretch everything. So I will increase the size like this. I can just normally place everything in the right place like this. I'm trying here to make all the faces aligned together. If you can see, this is the art direction. This is what's going to give the page the right look. But here, if I click W now, I can see that all the pictures have the same background, and it will be okay. But because they have somehow different backgrounds, so I need to give it a stroke, a small stroke that will separate it from the other. But if you can see here, the stroke is too thick, so I need to give it smaller. I will just go to 0.25. This is much better. Usually when I work with the Arabic text, I put everything the right or in the middle, but with the English text, it's always preferable to align everything to the left. It's more organized like this. But I think that I want to increase the text leading here. So somehow I reached the look of the page that you can see here. But what I want to tell you that if you look at the page now, there is nothing catching. There is nothing in the page that whenever I open this page, it will catch my eyes. It's just some normal information. I will go down a little with those information here, and I need to have something unique. So I will take the B letter and I will open a text frame. I give it aqua wax, the font, and then I will scale it up and I will make it medium. You can see that just because I put a letter like this, it's somehow the only thing that it will catch your eyes when you open the page now. This B letter, it's catching your eyes now. Here I didn't like how this image is touching with the background because it's not separating the information. So I will just draw a rectangle here and I will give it white color like this. You can see that I separated the line, but here I didn't like this part. I will just scale it down like this. If you can see, I'm normally drawing, it's like if I'm working on Illustrator. So I will take this to the right. You can see it's somehow giving me a nice look for the page now. Okay, this is one of the options. Of course you can do something else, like I think it's nice like this. Let's try to make all the characters in capitals. Now you can see that there is something that's catching the eye when you open the page. Do you remember the last lesson when I told you that you should close the page? Actually, you can just close your page with something simple like drawing, color, and I'll put it in the background like this, and you can see that somehow it's closing the page here. It's preferable to put a picture, maybe, and I'll just put the picture like this. Now we got a look of the page and we got all the steps that we want. You can of course add some details, just like a crosshair lines here, and just make a stroke of, and you can see that it's somehow giving me a focus look, that I can focus more on the pictures. Just go play with the page how you feel that it's much better. Just I told you that InDesign, it's a very powerful tool to design the pages. I prefer here to maybe always play with this thing. Of course I'm using here one font, actually two fonts, one for the title as I told you, and here is the Century Gothic that I'm using here, and I'm just playing with the scaling, with the weight of the font, so I can get a different style for the page. Yeah, I think that's all. It was not so hard to design it, so that's why I will move to the next page, which is a commercial, but this time I want to draw this frame. I chose the frame tool, which is F, and I will go to the commercial folder and I will choose the picture here. So just like what you see here, I just colored the background of this ad, and for this ad here I scaled up the picture to full the page. I'm just trying to give you many options here what you can do with the commercials. If you see here, I just left a white border. It's nice like this, where you are separating the pages from each other, and the ad itself, it consists of two colors only, the black and white. That's why it's not a problem to leave a very thick border to the ad. I think that's all for this lesson. You learned how to place many pictures at once. Maybe I can just show you again. Command D and I will choose all those pictures. I have 5 pictures. If I just click now, one click, it will place the picture like this. But I will go back and I will draw a rectangle. If I clicked up, it will give me the rows, and if I clicked right or left, it will give me the columns. So if I let it go now, I can see that all the pictures are there, and I can control all those pictures from here to fill it up maybe, or to fit the content. Here you saw how I am closing the bottom, but somehow I didn't like the green color, especially after I put the black here. I didn't like the green color, so I will try to go somewhere in the picture that if I show the fit. Nah, I think this is perfect. Did you see how I'm trying to match the colors of 2 pages together? Because I liked it at first, the red with the green, but after I saw the black and white, it was somehow distracting. And you can see here that the player is somehow pointing at the ad. Of course, this is not something important, but you can count it like this. I think that's all for this lesson. I hope you learned something, and let's move to the next step. It's the cover story, where we are going to design those 2 pages, so stay tuned.